So moving further with the CRM, now Bob wants to restrict visibility by managing roles and permissions within the CRM. For that, he's going to click the setting icons on the top right and navigate to roles and permissions. Bob will now add a new role into the CRM. This role name will be sales staff. Now it's time to add the salesperson to this role called sales staff. So currently there are 2 sales staff in the organization, Mary Allen and John Doe. These have been assigned the sales staff role. Now Bob wants to manage visibility so that each sales staff should be able to see only the lead that has been assigned to them. For that, he'll go to the can view option, and here he's going to choose the row based on some criteria. Now it's time to select the criteria to make the permissions work. So once the criteria has been selected, let us try to understand this. Lead sheet lead owner email should be equal to logged in user's email. This simply means that once the salesperson logs in with a particular email address into the CRM, the same email address should match with the email address that is already stored in the lead database of the CRM. So once this criteria is set, Bob will click OK. Bob also wants to add another function. He wants that none of the salesperson should be able to delete the lead rows in the lead sheet. So he is going to go to the can delete option and select nothing. So this way he has configured the permissions. Once the permissions have been set, now it's time to see if they work or not. So let's see if John, which is the sales staff in the CRM, is able to see his leads or all the leads in the organization. So he'll log in into the Tiger Sheet CRM using his credentials. John will click the application CRM. So as we can see, this is the lead sheet. And Acme Widget was the lead that was assigned to John, which is visible to John, but there are no other leads visible to him. So you can see that roles and permissions have been configured and the visibility has been restricted. So moving further with the functionalities of CRM, Bob now wants to create a mechanism through which the sales staff in the organization can follow up with their respective leads. This is a lead sheet as we know. Now Bob will add a new field to this sheet. This will be named as next follow-up. The field type for next follow-up will be chosen as date and time. Once this is done, Bob will click save. So as you can see, a new field called next follow-up is ready. It is empty at present. Now Bob is going to add an action button so that the sales staff can manually schedule their next follow-up time and date with the respective lead. For that, we'll click the setting icons and navigate to triggers. Here's an option called add action button. Bob will click it. The button text will be named as next follow-up. Now it's time to define the permissions as to who shall be able to schedule their next follow-up. The admin refers to Bob in this case, and the sales staff are the people who are going to schedule their next follow-up with a particular lead. There's an option to hide the button or to allow it based on certain criteria. One can choose that as per need. Once this is done, Bob will click save. So you can see the next follow-up action button is ready. Now it's time to set action for this next follow-up. Bob will click for more actions. And the action chosen is set field's value of current row. So the function of this next follow-up button is that it should prompt the user or the sales staff to choose a particular date and time for which the next follow-up to be scheduled. So the column name is chosen as next follow-up and the column is chosen as ask user. Once this is done, Bob will click save. So as you can see, the action has been saved successfully. Now let's see if it works or not. So let us assume that John Doe, who's the sales staff in the organization, wants to schedule a next follow-up with Acme Widgets. So he'll click next follow-up. There's a confirmation from the system and a prompt. John will now select the date and time and once done, he'll click save. So as you can see, the next follow-up has been successfully done, and this is how salespeople shall be able to follow up with their leads. Bob will now set certain automatic reminders to notify the salespeople about their upcoming follow-up with the leads. This will ensure sales success, and at the same time it will ensure that none of the sales staff in the organization will ever miss a follow-up with their lead. So Bob will now click settings and navigate to triggers. Here he'll be choosing a time-based action. Now the action is to send an email to the salesperson 10 minutes prior to the actual follow-up time. So the value for minutes is chosen as 10 and the column is chosen as next follow-up. The next step is to configure the mail that's being sent to the sales staff. The first step is to connect an official Gmail account in Tiger Sheet to be able to begin sending emails. The recipient field needs to address those senders where this email is being directed. In this case, it is the lead owner email. You can even add additional recipients if required. Notification type is email. Bob will add a suitable subject. Bob now wants to customize the email subject with the name of the particular lead with which the upcoming follow-up is scheduled. So he will insert a variable here, and this variable is nothing but the lead name. Once this is done, Bob will click save. So as you can see, the email has been configured properly and a time-based action has been successfully set. Now it's time to see if Mary Allen, who's the sales staff and has a follow-up assigned with the lead Portland Co, receives the email in her inbox or not. So as we can see, Mary has received an automatic notification about the follow-up with Portland Co, and this email contains all the details about the lead, including the contact number, their email address, etc. So this way we can see the automatic reminders have been successfully set by Bob.